Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're unpacking a pretty fascinating digital business model. It's called the KDP Novel Prompts Pack. We're going to completely decode the mechanics of this system, look at how it's structured, and honestly, check out the surprisingly simple strategy running the whole thing. Let's just dive right in.
So let's start with a massive roadblock that so many digital creators run into. You know the drill. People get stuck chasing those quick wins, right? They're constantly battling over expensive ads, building these overly complicated sales funnels, and just running on that exhausting social media treadmill. But compare that high-stress hustle with a totally different reality. There is this quiet group of people generating daily revenue on Amazon Kindle. And the secret? They aren't famous influencers. They aren't even classically trained writers. It really comes down to the unglamorous, consistent reality of volume-based publishing. They just show up, publish content on repeat, and let sheer volume and platform momentum do the heavy lifting for them.
To really get how they pull this off, we need to zero in on the specific niche this product targets, the cozy mystery. Think amateur sleuths, small-town gossip, quaint little bakeries, and, well, almost always a very opinionated cat, or maybe a golden retriever. It's a highly defined, deeply comforting formula, and readers, they absolutely devour this stuff.
Okay, to decode this system, we'll be moving through 5 key areas today. First, the cozy mystery goldmine. Second, inside the prompts pack. Third, the AI publishing workflow. Fourth, the realistic revenue math. And finally, the PLR flipped strategy. All right, let's start with the market itself. Section 1, the cozy mystery goldmine, focusing on binge reading and series continuity.
Now, what's absolutely fascinating here is how this genre relies on readers devouring entire catalogs, rather than caring about who the author actually is. The source material notes that cozy mysteries have this massive built-in demand fueled by binge reading behavior. These readers don't just sample a book, they actively hunt down the next one. Plus, the stories follow simple, repeatable, formulaic structures, which is great because it means you aren't reinventing the wheel every single time you sit down to write. Basically, readers prioritize a satisfying, comforting whodunit over the personal brand of the author, and that creates a massive opportunity for multi-book series continuity. You bring in recurring characters, maybe some ongoing town secrets, and boom, you've got loyal return readers.
Which brings us right to the tool itself. Section 2, inside the prompts pack, breaking down the core product.
473. That is a massive volume of master plot prompts. The entire philosophy here is about completely eliminating that awful friction of staring at a blank page. The source material makes a really good point. Most people fail because they get stuck in their own heads, agonizing over what to write or how to structure a story. So, by handing you 473 done-for-you story ideas, this system is specifically designed to kill that overthinking and replace it with a simple, repeatable process.
Just look at the level of detail here. This isn't some vague prompt like, hey, write a story about a haunted bakery. It acts more like a complete architectural blueprint. Notice how it hands you the setting, your protagonist, Mabel Reed, the specific inciting incident, like a museum donor turning up dead, the central conflict, and even the exact tone required to make it work. It actually goes as far as laying out a 34-point chapter-by-chapter narrative arc. It's literally a blueprint built to be fed directly into modern AI creation tools.
And the social proof from users really highlights this exact value. Listen to this insight from fiction writer Elena Vasquez. She says, I liked how the prompts focused on recurring sleuths, town secrets, and layered suspects. The stories felt structured specifically for binge-worthy mystery novels. That focus on recurring sleuths is the real game changer here. It means these aren't just one-off books. They are structured from the ground up as foundations for those binge-worthy Kindle series we talked about a minute ago.
So let's see how you actually take this from a raw blueprint to a fully published book. Section 3, the AI publishing workflow.
The source outlines a highly structured 5-step workflow built specifically for AI-assisted creation. Obviously, it starts with picking your blueprint, but the real magic happens in step 2, segmented AI generation. Instead of asking an AI to spit out a whole book at once, which usually ends up a mess, this teaches a segmented approach, building out the novel chapter by chapter. From there, you use refinement prompts to polish the draft, run it through a quality checklist, and finally follow a specific KDP publishing roadmap. And according to the source, this whole process is designed to get a book from a raw prompt onto Amazon in about 4 weeks.
Next up, we really need to look at the unit economics. Section 4, the realistic revenue math, looking at volume versus viral hits. The core philosophy presented here is that consistent output builds a growing, compounding asset. It explicitly pushes back against what they call the guru viral hit model, you know the one, relying heavily on expensive ads, complex funnels, and honestly, a lot of luck, which is super high risk. Instead, this system promotes compounding math. Think about it like this. If you have 10 books out there and each one is earning just $2 a day, that's roughly $600 a month. If you scale that catalog up to 30 books at that exact same average, suddenly you're looking at $1,800 a month. The whole argument is that you aren't crossing your fingers for one massive blockbuster, you are steadily building a digital real estate portfolio that just quietly produces consistent revenue.
But, okay, we do need to point out a crucial warning here. While that math looks wonderfully simple on paper, real-world platform changes are always going to impact your margins. As highlighted in the source data, Amazon is rolling out a royalty change in June 2025. They're actually shifting the standard 60% paperback royalty down to 50% if the book is priced below a certain threshold. So when your entire business model relies on volume and fairly tight margins, staying on top of platform-level policy shifts like this one is absolutely essential for your bottom line.
Finally, we are going to explore an entirely different licensing angle. Section 5, the PLR flip strategy, or the private label rights loophole. So this pack actually comes with full private label rights, commonly known as PLR, and this completely opens up multiple monetization angles that go way beyond just publishing fiction on Amazon. With PLR, buyers essentially become product vendors themselves, which gives you total control over the asset. You can literally resell the entire pack and keep 100% of the profits. You can bundle it with other products, use it as an engaging bonus, or, and this is a big one, completely rename, rebrand, and customize it to claim full authorship yourself. It basically transforms the product from a simple writer's tool into a highly flexible digital asset.
There is a catch, though. There are rules in place to protect the commercial viability of this asset in the broader marketplace. Mainly, you cannot give the training or the PLR rights away for free. And if you are selling it, it absolutely must be priced at a minimum of $7. This is honestly just to prevent the market from being flooded with free copies, which would instantly devalue the whole thing for everyone else.
And context totally matters here. The creator behind this, Fire Launchers, actually has a verified track record of over 50,000 platform sales across networks like Warrior Plus and JVZoo. That definitely adds a layer of reliability, especially when you compare it to some unknown creator launching their very first product.
We should also quickly note the specific risk profile and the sales strategy being used. The product operates on an urgency-based dime sale model. This means the price actually automatically bumps up every few minutes during the launch period to encourage people to act fast. But to be fair, this urgency is offset by a 30-day money-back assurance, so users can actually test out the blueprints and run the workflow with the safety net of a complete refund if it just doesn't fit what they're trying to do.
All right, as we wrap up this breakdown, we want to leave you with one final thought to chew on. Looking at the detailed prompt architecture, these highly streamlined AI workflows, and the compounding math behind it all, is consistent, volume-based AI-assisted content creation the undeniable future of digital self-publishing? It is definitely a massive shift from the traditional author model to a modern digital asset strategy. Thank you so much for joining me for this explainer, and definitely keep questioning how this digital landscape is evolving.